Hey guys, Josh here, and I have the DJI Ronin-S gimbal here, and I took it on my first professional shoot with it the other day, and I wanted to share with you my overall first impressions of this gimbal. And of course, in a few weeks, I'm going to be releasing my full comprehensive review of the DJI Ronin-S / comparison video comparing it to the Crane 2 gimbal from Zhiyun Tech. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, that way you'll see this video exactly when it comes out. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a professional video shooter for fitness models and bodybuilders, anything to do with fitness related type of content. And I use a lot of gimbals. I've tested over 8 different gimbals throughout my whole entire career, and now I'm down to the top 2 in the game, and that is the Zhiyun Crane 2 and the DJI Ronin-S. I just got the DJI Ronin-S probably about a week ago, and I decided to take it out for my first professional shoot with it. So how did it do? Overall, I was pretty impressed. There were some quirks, but we're gonna talk about that in just a moment. Go ahead and watch this test footage here from my shoot.
I hope you motherfuckers are ready for this. Yeah!
Not bad for 5 a.m. Feels good today.
Still trying to get it. Waking up. Waking up. We're gonna get going. Come on, Daddy. Come on, baby. Come on, you got 2. One more. Good. Get it. 10?
10, 12.
Okay.
I mean, that's scary, I don't know.
You like that one, huh?
I like
Yeah.
that.
That's good.
So the first thing I noticed about this gimbal is that it has a 45-degree angled roll motor. That way we have full coverage of the LCD viewfinder. And we have a full metal body construction, so there's not really anything plasticky on here except for the joystick. When it comes to ergonomics, we have a comfortable rubber grip which forms around your hand very well. The joystick, however, isn't that comfortable. It protrudes a little bit too far out and it makes my thumb hurt after a while of using it. I wish it had a flat surface instead, kind of like an Xbox remote controller or PlayStation, and even like the Zhiyun Crane 2 for that matter. However, it does produce accurate results, just don't plan on using it for a while because it can and will hurt your thumb. When it came down to balancing, I did notice one of the axes being very difficult to balance. Because the adjustment arm was difficult to move, I was not able to get a precise balance easily. I had to put in some elbow grease. Now, because I only had this gimbal for a few days, I haven't had enough time to test all of the features. However, I did get enough of an idea of what to expect from this gimbal. My first shoot was very demanding. It incorporated a lot of pans that were subtle, fast, and overall dynamic, so I needed this gimbal to perform very well, and for the most part it did. Now there are some quirks with the gimbal that I've already recently discovered, and that is me attempting to go into inverted mode. There's two ways you can go into inverted mode, but there should be only one correct way. For example, with 45-degree angled gimbals, you're supposed to tilt down, and then that is what is considered inverted mode. However, we do have a problem of the roll motor colliding with the lens. So, as you can see here, it likes to glitch a little bit. But with my experience with gimbals, it's actually better to go to the left of the gimbal and then over. And as you can see here, the camera automatically tilts down. It's really not supposed to be doing that. And mid-transition between upright and inverted, you can see that the gimbal likes to shake. So that's kind of not a good thing there. That's an algorithm issue that DJI has to work out. So hopefully they will. This is not a preferred way of going into inverted mode because it just goes crazy. It shakes. So you can see here, it does like to vibrate. So you're gonna have to go into inverted mode pretty quickly, like that. But then the camera is gonna be tilting down. So you have to manually adjust that with the joystick on the back, like that. And you can adjust the joystick speed in the menu, but I hope they get around to fixing that because that's not typical for any gimbal to do. Before the Ronin-S, the Zhiyun Crane 2 was my everyday gimbal shooter. I'm still doing some tests with the Ronin-S, so wait for my comparison video and make sure to subscribe with those notifications on. But the Zhiyun Crane 2 did not make any of those violent vibration noises, so keep that in mind. In this shot here, I'm using a wide-angle Zeiss lens, 16-35, shooting at 16, and as you can see here, we do have some bumps in the footage. I'm operating this gimbal as I would the Zhiyun Crane 2, so I did not expect to see any of those bumps or jitters. I wanted consistent movement throughout. However, if I was doing soft, subtle pans, the Ronin-S did an exceptional job and I had no complaints there. We also have the roll follow option where the gimbal will actually control the roll axis based on your movement, or you can use the joystick to control that as well. As you can see here, it adds a lot more depth to your shots. Overall, the control of the roll was very well done. No complaints on that part. When it comes down to the weight of the Ronin-S, I did feel it being a little bit too heavy for me, and I work out and lift weights. So after about 20 minutes, my back started hurting and cramping, so I had to set it down for a rest. Now we also have a sport mode with this gimbal, meaning that the motors become a lot more aggressive and faster to respond. As you can see here, you can create some pretty quick whip pans along with tilts. However, if you do this enough times, the gimbal will not be that stable. Eventually, it's gonna lose the camera completely. It's starting to wobble here, and eventually it's just gonna give out like that. Something I wasn't really used to hearing with gimbals is motor noise. I don't really hear any motor noise on any other gimbal that I've used so far, except maybe for the Moza Air, but even they fixed it with a firmware update. But as you can see here, if I put the motors close to the mic, you can hear motor noise. So that's coming from all three of the different motors. I don't know why they're that loud, but they shouldn't be. So if you're a vlogger and you plan on vlogging with this camera using the internal mic on your camera or any other onboard mic, you are going to definitely be picking up some motor noise. So when it comes down to all the other features and functions of the Ronin-S, I haven't tested them out yet since I've only had this gimbal for a few days, so I need a few more weeks to really dive deep into those functions and features and then compare it to the Crane 2 gimbal. So make sure again that you're subscribed with notifications on and you'll be notified of when that video comes out. Overall, I do like the Ronin-S, but is it better than the Zhiyun Crane 2? Well, I'm gonna let you know in a few weeks in my comparison video. Also, let me know what you thought of the test footage in the comment section below. I can't wait to see what you guys create, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.